I love this question. I think this is the question that I myself am trying to answer. So at Teach for India, we're experimenting with 7 21st century skills right now, and they all start with C. So they're curiosity, compassion, courage, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. And what I'm trying to think about with each one of them is what are simple practices that we can do again and again and again to build these 21st century skills. So a couple of examples to bring that to life, and I think each of us can think of our own actions to do this. But to build critical thinking as a teacher, one of the things I found really powerful was just the question why. Like asking, no matter what my kids were saying, asking them why, like 50 times each day. And so very soon my kids realized that I was less interested in the answer and I was more interested in the way they had thought to arrive at that answer. So that was a way of building critical thinking, for example. So like that, I think we need to arrive at practices that will genuinely, another thing I did as a teacher is I gave each one of my kids, I made them little wallet-sized books, and we call them good deed diaries. And so the kids had a week to write or draw any good deed that they did in or outside of class. And every week we would sit together and we would just share in a circle the good deeds that we had done and how it made us feel. And that was like one example of a practice to build the core value of compassion, which to me as a teacher was very important to leave my kids with. So I think 21st century skills can be embedded into everything you do. I think you don't need to think about them as a separate class or something that is outside of your core content, but through what you're teaching, and more important than anything else, through who you are. We all know this, but teaching is the most difficult thing in the world because your kids don't care about what you say. They care about what they see and who you are. So they're looking at what you say, what you don't say, what you do, what you don't do, what you choose to call out, what you don't choose to call out. They're really looking at you as a human being and learning from that. So I think a lot of building 21st century skills is in asking ourselves as teachers, like, how courageous am I? How compassionate am I? How much do I think critically? How open-minded am I? You know, and these are the difficult questions that we need to hold for ourselves.